Right, we've got our ticket. And we're not going to get onto the boat until 7:50 AM. Let's get it straightened up a little bit, because if it does get busy after, you don't want to be sticking out and be the odd one out. So just park her up properly. It takes 2 seconds. There we go. Right, we're in. Let's put ourselves on brake, and then I'll show you how to do a ferry crossing afterwards. Nope, we're not ending. Right, we're on brake. Right, we're currently going on the boat. I don't want to put this on top of my head with all these people here, look like a right mong. So I'm just going to hold it here. Looks like the less conspicuous. I've got these people walking past here. Got to let all these guys walk past. I don't want to run them over. Right, now we're gonna go. Thank you. Right, time to raise the old axle. Oh, they're going to send me upstairs. Slight change of plans. So, upstairs. Okay. This guy's getting off the boat. Change your plans, sending me upstairs. Right, we're going upstairs. Just getting on board here, the Irish ferries. We should have been on P&O, but they're banging us on here now. Morning, sir. Right, I'm gonna have to put you down in a few minutes here, just in case, to be on the safe side. Take it nice and easy here. Check our mirrors. Just got to be very, very careful in case people, drivers, are exiting the vehicles. See, I don't think you guys understand just how tight these get. crammed in together on here. I'm on the top deck, just trying to get out of here. I tried to get out of the driver's side, impossible. Passenger side, well, let's just put it this way, if there was a few more kilograms let's just say if I had a few more kilograms on me, I wouldn't have got out. And that's not even an understatement either, it's a joke. It's like sardines. Oh my lord. So we ain't gonna get too far. I've got 2 hours and 20 minutes, excuse me, left of working time. Right, we're moving. I'll probably get up. Oh, this guy's tried to go here and he's not been told to move. He had to slam on the anchors. So when you are on a ferry, do not move until you've been told to move. Secondly, when you're this tight, now my mirrors, if this guy to the right of me moves here, I've got to be careful of my mirrors. So if he moves first, I'm going to let him go. No, it's going to be me. Right, time to go. We're gonna go here. Right. Right, we're going. We've got to go out at a certain time, make sure we all go out together. Slightly different times, because if you'd have gone out then it could have smashed my mirrors, or that bloke, he could have run somebody over. So tips when you're boarding and exiting a ferry, always watch what these guys are telling you on here first and foremost. Take it nice and slowly, don't rush, because you could end up smashing your mirrors. But the main, I'd say the main one, the most important thing for me, when you board a ferry, now this happened to me years and years ago, when you park your truck, when you've been allocated a level, whether you're on the ground or the top, when you come out, remember what colour stairs you need to take, and remember when you come down from a driver's lounge, always remember which colour stairs. Otherwise, if you don't know where you disembarked your truck and you're trying to find it, you don't want to be that one driver who's forgotten where you've parked your truck and you're holding everybody up, because that, believe me, will not be good for you, especially if you're the front of a queue and you've got about 10 or 11 trucks behind you and you're wandering around the ship like a lost soul. So I would say that one is the most important one. And also, when you get here, remember you drive on the right, not on the left. That's another important one. Let's not forget that one. Excuse me. Sortie, camion et autocar. So a coach in French is autocar. And obviously we know what a camion is. excuse me. Oh, I feel I'm coming down with a bit of a cold, getting a bit bonged up. So this is a massive port of Calais, La France, bonjour. So yeah, I'll get a video of this when we, oh, we're not going to go back this way. We're going to go Hook van Holland. So maybe next time I'll do another video when we come back to Calais, back to Dover, just to show you the sheer size of how big Calais harbour is. It's massive. And we're not going to see any illegals here. See all these wire fences here with all the, well, that's from sure we used to be all the tent. We used to have all the tents back in the day. Now they had all the barbed wire fences. That's to stop the illegal immigrants from rushing this harbour here. And it happened years and years ago, believe me. Probably about 7-8 years ago. It was absolutely ridiculous how bad it was. It used to be like a Alamo. You see people running about. Sometimes you'd see, before you had all this here, all the barbed wire fences, you had people trying to make a break for it to jump on the ferry terminal. They were legging it, trying to cause diversions. Oh, it was absolutely chaotic, to say the least. Absolutely chaotic. We'll probably go for about an hour or two up the road and park up somewhere in Belgium. We ain't gonna go too far today. Find some safe parking and call it a day. And there's all the motorsports there. Oh, I'll turn that off. Oh, yeah. So yes, this is where we had everything. Some madness, honestly. One of the craziest experiences. I wish I started vlogging years and years. I wish they had this equipment years and years ago. Was I was coming back about 2 o'clock in the morning. Me and this guy called Trevor. If you're watching Trevor, if you remember me when we were doing the Formula One. At the time I was working on the motorbikes with Ducati, with a MotoGP team for Philip Morris, and we had a break in our regular season, but we also, like, our other side of a garage kind of thing, we worked with a Formula One team with Ferrari, and we went, where did we come from? I can't remember now. I can't remember if we was driving from Hockenheim to get to Silverstone, or the Belgian Grand Prix to get to Calais to get to Silverstone. One of the two anyway. But we were driving about 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. We were heading up towards slip road to the harbour, and I'd probably say about a kilometre up ahead I could see somebody waving what looked to be like a policeman's, like over here you've got the policemen who've got like these coloured batons where they wave to try to get your attention to slow down, and that's what I thought it was. So I was slowing down now. What had basically happened, there was a fella, he had he had like a piece of wood which had set on fire. He wrapped some cloth around it and put some petrol on it, and they set it on fire, so basically he was waving it around like this. And I thought, oh dear. First thoughts. Now, before I got up to him, I kid you not, there was a tree trunk lying across the road. Yes, you heard me correctly. A tree trunk from a massive tree, not a little one, a big tree, was actually sat across the road, blocking the road. So I'm thinking, oh dear, this isn't good. I've locked the door. Now, as I've pulled up to this now, as I've stopped, I kid you not, on either side of the carriageway, there must have been, now I'm not even exaggerating either, about 100 people, if not more, jumped out of the side of the road with bricks, metal bars, rocks, stones, started chucking them, throwing them at the window. One of them almost smashed the windscreen, and the bar were trying to smash my wing mirror off. Now obviously at this point I'm thinking, oh dear. I've banged it in reverse, put my hazards on of course. I've let Trevor know behind me there's a slight hazard, let's just say, unfolding up ahead of us. Banged it in reverse, and I've just jammed on the accelerator. Now I've driven on top of a tree trunk, so my if you imagine I had a 4x2 at the time, I've gone, the front of the truck basically was pulling a wheelie, a slight wheelie, because the tree trunk was lodged underneath my trailer, underneath the unit. Now I'm driving about now, I've had to drive forward, I've had no option. Trevor's just followed me. Now he was getting exactly the same treatment. I was getting the wing mirrors trying to get smashed. I had a guy holding onto the wing mirror, people jumping onto the back of the catwalk of the truck and trailer. They were throwing bricks, trying to smash my windscreen. I was literally driving, swerving from side to side to get the guy to fall off my wing mirror. The guy on the back, I could see his little legs sticking out. I kid you not. This was going on now probably for a good, we still had another mile or so to go before we got to the police checkpoint to the harbour. And these people were still trying to smash the windscreen. Trevor's right behind me. We're driving again. I can't go too fast because I've got a tree trunk lodged underneath my unit. I just about made it to the police checkpoint. And obviously when the police seen this now, obviously they've jumped out. They had armed gendarmes. They had guys obviously with the batons whacking these people off. You know, they're literally whacking them off, pulling them off the truck. And you can imagine I was a bit shook up. I was only probably about a year in, not even a year in, I'd probably say about 8 months into my driving experience at this time. Now, as I said to these guys now, I said, right, so what the hell am I meant to be doing with this if this ever happens again? Now, I kid you not, one of the guys' words were, if your life is in danger, you have permission to run these guys over and deal with the consequences later on. I kid you not, that was the exact words. Run them over, literally kill these guys, and you've got carte blanche because your life was in danger. I kid you not. And I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, you know, these people were actually proper immigrants fleeing some sort of war zone, you know, they wouldn't be acting this way. So it just proves to me that these migrants, they're definitely not fleeing any type of war zone. These were definitely combative young men, and there was no families, there was no women there. It was literally all young men. Trevor's wagon, his windscreen got smashed to smithereens. Mine had a crack in the windscreen. When I got to the police, I had to reverse. We had to chainsaw. Basically, we had to chainsaw and cut the tree trunk from underneath my wagon. I think The mirror casings were smashed, massive dents in the truck, trailers and all that. And when we finally got on the boat, obviously we had to let the guys know not to come this way, just to be careful. And after that incident, we'll never ever use a port of Calais ever again to go back to the UK when all this was going on. We basically had to do a massive detour, had to go up into Holland, to Hook of Holland, and then cut back across to Harwich to get into Silverstone. So that, honestly, is I'd probably say that was the most that was the craziest thing I've ever encountered as a trucker, and the most dangerous situation I've ever been in as a trucker. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Because if my door was open, then they could have, yeah, they probably had knives. Like I said, they had those metal poles, they had bricks. It was pretty much intent on just smashing your wagon up. So they weren't trying to get on your truck to get to England. These were literally intent on hurting you. And I honestly wish, if I would have been recording like I am now, I would have gone viral. No word of a lie. If I had that footage, if I would have had that footage and sent that in, that would have been an absolute, you wouldn't have believed it. Honestly, like I said, if it wasn't filmed, you wouldn't believe it. And that was one of the stories. If I ever get hold of my mate Trevor, I can't remember, I don't have any of his, if I can ever get hold of him, and he'll be able to back me up on this, he'll be able to corroborate the crazy night we had going to Calais, about 7. Now also, when we're in France, another thing you need to remember as well, it's sometimes you'll see it's 80 kilometers, you'll see the signs, it'll say 3.5 tons, 80 kilometers, up until you get the sign for you to go and crack on and do 90 a bit further down. But there are a few speed cameras here as well, so just be wary of that. Now, see the DKV box. Now, this thing here, it says 44 tons, 6 axles. It's geared for not 6 axles, it's got 3 axles, obviously, 1, 2, 3 on each side, so yeah, essentially 6. So that, you want to make sure that's plugged in before you leave Calais. If you're heading up to Belgium, you've got to go for a vignette. You used to do years ago. So with a DKV, that just pays your toll, which is your vignette. And in Holland, it's the same thing. It's a vignette, but it's called a Euro vignette. So you remember, these are, you have to have that box turned on when you're going through Belgium and Holland especially, because in France, like in France and Spain, you've got the péage system. It's like the tolls in you know, in England when you go through the toll booth in the M6. You've got a lot of them in France and Spain, but in Belgium and Holland, Germany, it's toll collect in Germany and vignette and Eurovignette in Belgium and Holland, but there's no toll booths. It's basically via gantries when you're driving underneath them. They're the ones that kind of get your number plate, and then they'll beep you, if that makes sense. So they'll charge you. They'll get, it's like an AMPR that will charge you when you're driving up and down. It's one of the other Irish guys there, Virginia. So yes, then the speed limits again: Belgium 90, Holland, Germany 80 kilometers per hour, which is 50, which is a joke. And Holland is flat as a pancake. I'm in no great hurry at the moment anyway. I've got time to go and park up. So I was gonna overtake this fella, but I'm sure there's a couple of speed cameras up ahead and there's probably still no overtaking for round about now for 3.5 tonners, but he's going for it. Let me see where the signs end. And if this thing was running at 60, I'd go for it. But sometimes some of these swines, you'll see some of these some of them, I won't say all, some foreign drivers, where you're going to do an overtake, they'll sit at like 80 kilometers an hour, 82 let's just say, and when you go for the overtake, they're miraculous to find an extra 5, 6, 7 or 8 kilometers per hour, and then they hang you out to dry because they feel aggrieved you're overtaking them. I don't understand that either. It just irritates me. But right, he's doing 79. I'm gonna have to go for it in a minute. I'm gonna get at least past this one guy here because I've got a van flying up behind me. Oh, I'm gonna have to do 2. Département du Nord. Right, that must not be a police van behind me, but sorry, taking. Let's get into overdrive. Right, let's get past the tanker. There's an ADR. Right, let's not cut him up straight away, give him plenty of room. Off we go. So we're going past Dunkirk. So it's not Dunkirk. That's the English pronunciation. It's Dunkirk. Oh la la. But yeah, so let's see if there's any other historical battles along the way we might see. And the weather is just true to form. Terrible, it's grey. It's dry, mind you. De très sécurité. Basically, it's just keep your distance. One, you know, you've got the markers on the motorway for your distance markers. I forget what it's called. My brain has just gone a bit of brain fog at the moment. I was asleep on the ferry, but like it's one distance markers danger, 2 it's safe and secure essentially. Now sometimes in France it can be a game of cat and mouse. I wish, oh god, it irritates me. I couldn't find my camera on the way down to Spain a few weeks back. Before I got into Spain, there's a stretch of road on the National 10, the Route Nationale 10. Hold on, see a couple of motorcycles here. I'm gonna stay in just in case it's a motorcycle Polizei or the police. But yeah, the National 10, it's a stretch of road. Oh no, it's not Polizei, it's just the motorcyclists from Deutschland. Right, the National 10 is a 100-mile stretch of dual carriageway like this, where you can't overtake at all, and you're stuck at 80 kilometers an hour the whole way. But it's a stretch of road where you save some money going down the tolls. Instead of using the A10, you take the N10 going down from Poitiers down to Angoulême and then onto Bordeaux. So it's a road like this. Just imagine you're going along, you try to overtake, and there'll be a bridge like a mile or so in the distance, and as you've pulled out to overtake a fella, now you're building up speed, Obviously he's probably doing 80, let's just say, or 79. So now on top of that bridge you'll see a motorcycle policeman, I'm not going to say cop, a motorcycle policeman with a set of binoculars looking right at you as you're making that manoeuvre. So see that blue bridge up there, it could be up there, he'll be watching you and with his binoculars he's watching you overtake, well, you're not meant to overtake, and he'll have a radar gun. So now, and he'll be on the radio to his little friends a bit further along as you've decided to pull out now. Let's just say, like, there's a slip road here. When you come down the other side where the other slip road is, so they'll be here. Next thing, as you come down past the bridge, and then where there'll be another slip road where the cars are coming here, there'll be a couple of police cars that are there. As you go past, you'll be thinking to yourself, oh dear, you know exactly what you've done, and there'll be cars sat there. Next thing, whoop, 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 they'll be pulling you over the next safe place. Monsieur, arrêtez. You do know what you have done is illegal, no overtaking. Well, not in that accent. It's a bit of a dodgy one, that. But he'll be saying to me in French, obviously nodding along. So first off, you'll get, it was 90 euros fine for the overtake, and that needs to be paid on the spot. There's no, you'll get a letter, you'll pay for it later on, because you're a foreign registered driver in France. So that one, and speeding, I can't remember how much it was for the speeding fine for the overtake, but I know 100% it was 90 euros. I got a few of them on the way down to Spain when you're rushing to try to get somewhere, and you got some drivers not at least doing minimum of 80 kilometers per hour. There was a few doing 75, so you're getting a bit annoyed to get around them. So tip, if you ever go down to Spain, down the west coast of France, if you're going down towards Rouen, then you go towards Poitiers on the way down, well, you go to Rouen-Le Mans, when you head down towards Poitiers, if you are going to use a National 10, be aware you can't overtake for 100 miles, 160 kilometers, and it's 80 kilometers an hour the whole way. And there's lots of speed cameras on there along that stretch as well, and policemen very eager to take your euros and hard-earned pounds off you. So here we've got some cheeky little speed cameras up ahead somewhere, hiding out. So it's now here down to 70 kilometers an hour, 45 roughly. So let's just take it easy. There it is. Hello, Mr. Camera. What time are we on? 10:20. That's UK. Okay. Yeah, this is another thing that throws you sometimes when you're going overseas. Like my truck clock there is still set to the UK time, so that doesn't change, that just stays on the UK time. So I'm just having a look at my phone then, which is 11:20 local. I was just double checking because sometimes you end up forgetting what time zone you're in. Yeah, so I'm fine anyway. I've got another hour and 40 to get further up the road and then call it a day. We're still on 70 here, let's see. Oh no, okay, let's go. Off we go. Yeah, we're still go to 70, so let's slow it down. Oh, he's gone. Go on, Mr. Ravitex, he's gone again. Now, I've seen a load of wagons just keeping it still there, so I'm just going to chill just in case they know something I don't, or Mr. Ravitex doesn't know. But again, he could be in a rush, he could be running out of time, it could be an emergency, you never know. So, you know, let somebody else do what they want to do. It's got nothing to do with you, what they want to do. If they need to get going, it could be the difference between him making it home to see his family, or him running out of time and spending his break out on the road, and he could have been gone for a couple of weeks. So never judge somebody else's circumstances. You don't know what you don't know their particular circumstances. So if a guy is going for it, it's not affecting you, let him do what he wants. This stretch of road here towards Calais is always busy due to all the traffic heading down to the ferry terminal, with all the trucks especially anyway. So this bit is very, very busy. But the further away we do go away from Calais, it does ease up. You know what? No, I need to still keep it. Wait a second, because we're gonna go left further along. Right, I need to get going, get past. back up to 110 again. Right, let's go. There we go now, let's go. Don't need to worry about not overtaking now. Now please don't be any faster than me or else I'm in the